should we be Republicans, Democrats, or black people in voting?
I mean, we should always have our interests at heart. I mean, we should be black people first, of course. But what that mean? That means that we want to do and vote for people who are going to hook up black people. Now, I get the frustration of black people with the Democrats because they've taken us for granted.
Yes.
But if Democrats have taken us for granted, what have Republicans done? They've taken us for a ride, and there would be a lot more black Republicans in this country, given the fact that, in disagreement with me, I ain't part of this as a black person. The vast majority of black people are culturally conservative.
Yes.
And if you darn had some politics that would jibe with their 10 Commandments religion, they just can't get down with you politically because you believe in killing Negroes. And they can't get down with that. But if you had a program where you were like, come on, black people, join the crowd. Come along with us. Jiminy Cricket, we're amazing. And we're going to talk about that police brutality. And we want to make sure that your kids have an equal access to education to wipe away the disparities. It'd be a lot of black Republicans up in here. There was already an uptick from 13% to 18% among black men. Still can't, figure that one out. Partly it was about, my man is John Wayne. He's got swag, right? They were thinking like, man, this dude just be going off on people, Donald Trump. He just be telling it like he believes it. He tells it like he sees it. He don't care. Get out my car. Get out my core. So they don't care. They don't care. Donald Trump doesn't care. He doesn't care who hears what he has to say. And that appeals to some black people. Plus, I think some black men think, that they are attracted to this bravado, this assertion of manhood. The same dudes that want to be gangster rappers and studio gangsters want to be the president of the United States of America, talking that smack. So there may be some kind of elective affinity between those who are attracted to a certain narrow conception of masculinity, in this case of toxic masculinity, and an uptick in a small way among black women as well. But the vast majority of black people didn't vote that way because they understand that as presently constituted, they can't vote no darn Republican field that has had a field day on, saying nasty and hurtful things to black people.
What 2024 is coming, right? Mm-hmm. And what's the Trump message for black people? Say if Michael Eric Dyson could get on the top of a perch, and what message would you tell black people in 2021 to lead into 2024 would be the correct?
I would say, register to vote. Mm-hmm. Look at the difference voting makes. 74 million people voted for Donald Trump, which is astonishing. Would have been a record, except 80 million voted for Joe Biden. Mm. It makes a difference, people. All these people out here, oh, no, man, I ain't voting. It don't make no difference, homie. Whatever it is, it is. No, homie, it makes a difference. And one set of voters put in office a man who has the potential to heal the nation because he won't be a source of dubious, unscientific, anti-rational rantings. It won't be a toddlerocracy, the rule, reign, and tyranny of a 2-year-old mentality when it comes to government. But I would say to black people going into 2021 and then going into the new year and then going into the new decade, and certainly for 2024, understand what's at stake.
Sure.
Understand how to vote. I mean, look at Jim Clyburn out of South Carolina. He saved, the election of Joe Biden just by saying, that's my man. So let's learn to leverage our political capital. Let's learn to leverage our political influence. And let's make certain that we push for those progressive ideas that will make a big difference in our existence. The Green New Deal, police reform, disparities in education, and the economic inequality that continues to hurt and harm Black America.
COVID and vaccines. What's your take?
I mean, heck, if I ain't got no allergies to them, I'm taking them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, come on, Black people. Now, I know we got the history of Tuskegee, and that's real. Mm-hmm. You know, black people ain't afraid of science. We're afraid of scientists. We ain't afraid of medicine. We're afraid of doctors and what you have done to us. Now, here's the opposite. Tuskegee had a cure and didn't tell us. Hey, we got a resolution for syphilis. We ain't gonna tell y'all. We just want to see what it does when it's not treated. How inhumane. No implied consent. No consent granted through agency of those people who were unwitting victims of medical abuse and experimentation. That's the opposite on a vaccine, dog. The vaccine is they're trying to tell you what it is. They're trying to share with you the resolution to the problem, and they want to help black people. And let's be honest, we need that vaccine more than anybody. We're dying disproportionately. Black and Latinx people, we are dying because we're on the front lines. We're dying because our bodies are more vulnerable because of diabetes and asthma, because of systemic inequity that denies us opportunities to exercise our right as citizens to go to a hospital. That should be a right, not a privilege. And so when you look at all of those factors, we need to be involved in those trials and in the reception of that vaccine more than anybody else.